everybody, Seth with Everyman Prepping here, and it's good to be back with you. I know it's been about 4 or 5 days since my last video, but I've been super swamped this week. I don't know if you've been that way as well, but spring is here. It's been warm enough. I was able to break ground, get some rototilling, compost going in, drip water, planted about 50 seedlings yesterday, got more to go. But every moment I've had has been in that garden this week, getting it ready to go. Hopefully you're doing the same thing, because as we know, inflation skyrocketing. Food shortages are going to be around because, there's a lot of issues out with the farmers and worldwide and supplies and all that. So please grow whatever you can. That's what I've been spending all my time on. But we need to take this time when I have time this weekend now. It's raining right now. Can't really go out and work the ground. So I'm in here and we're going to go through some stories. Last video I did was about the Iranian response. I was thinking it'd come within 48, 72 hours. That was on Monday or Tuesday. Hasn't happened yet. But all the Israeli U.S. intel says it's imminent. So will it happen this weekend? I don't know. We shall see. But we're going to go through some stories affected with that, what Iran just did today. Also some domestic issues, which they're trying to slide underneath everything. Because you're not paying attention to domestic issues, you're worried about Iran right now. So they're doing some stuff that I want to point out to you so you can see what's going on. But first, let's get on with some stories about Iran, this imminent attack and everything. As we do that, please hit that like, subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff. Appreciate everything you guys do. But let's take a look here what we have. And you can see we have, the first thing I want to talk about is the U.S. out there is trying to get every country out in the Middle East, China, everybody else to try to get try to get Iran to stop their attack, to withhold. So they're talking to China. They even asked Russia. They're talking to Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Turkey. They're going through every avenue they can to try to get Iran not to do this. This is how you know the empire is falling. In the past, U.S. didn't have to go beg other countries to talk to a third party to say don't do this or that. That third party knew that if they did, the U.S. would punish them. So that is the sign of the dying empire. Maybe it's already dead, but basically Iran, Russia, they've given the green light to not Iran. China and Russia have basically given the green light to Iran to do what they feel they need to do. They're not going to stop them. They're not going to persuade them. In fact, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, they're not doing it either. In fact, they're banning the U.S. from using their airspace to retaliate. We're going to get into that here in a minute. But as you can see from this other video here, the U.S. has tons of troops in the Middle East. And recently we heard, so Turkey said don't use our airspace to do a counterattack on Iran if they attack. By the way, Turkey, NATO member, always thought that they're the weakest link in NATO. They will probably turn on NATO eventually. The U.S. has nuclear weapons in Turkey. So some people say that Erdogan is just bluffing. I don't think so. Who knows if those nukes are still there? But Turkey said don't use our airspace. Who else said it? Qatar also said right here with 8,000 troops, they said don't use our airspace. Kuwait has said the same thing. We're waiting for basically UAE and Saudi Arabia to join, which they probably will, maybe this weekend. Basically, U.S. is losing a lot of allies. If Iran attacks, they're not going to have many places except aircraft carriers. Maybe, launching from Jordan or Oman, who knows, but they're losing a lot of allies out there, losing a lot of support. And that's, like I said, again, sign of a dying empire. Moving on from that, we'll see this is happening. There was a container ship they're saying hijacked near the Strait of Hormuz by, the Iranian Republican Guard just this morning, afternoon their time. Basically, what is it now? Let's see if it's about 8 at night over there. So, by the way, the Iranian response will probably come at night. So it's about 8 or 9 o'clock at night right now when I'm making this video right now. We'll see what happens. But they took control of a container ship in the Strait of Hormuz. Now remember, the Houthis of Yemen have already cut off the Red Sea to Israel. If Iran cuts off the Strait of Hormuz, the Persian Gulf to Israel, and all the shipping, not only is oil going to skyrocket and have problems with that, if oil goes above about 130, 150, the experts are saying, basically going to have a world financial collapse. Right now it's around 85 to 90 bucks. But they cut off that strait. Not only is oil going to be cut off and skyrocket, but all the goods going into Israel, and we're going to see why here in a minute, but we're going to get to that. So anyway, it says here, Iranian commandos hijacked an Israeli-affiliated container ship. There's some billionaire, Israeli billionaire, Ai Ofer. He controls the shipping. It's Portuguese flag, but he controls that shipping company. So they took it over. This is a supposed video of troops landing on the cargo ship to take it over. The AP even says they're trying to confirm, but that's what this video here is. This is a close-up of the Strait of Hormuz. You can see it's a very narrow waterway. And, this is all Iran up here. And then you see you got Oman here, United Arab Emirates. If you cut this off, the world's in a state of economic crisis. And Iran knows that. And that's a huge card they have to play. So we got to keep a watch on that. And to see how this hurts Israel is, Yemen, we talked about them. They blocked off the Red Sea here from ships going up here through the Suez Canal into Israel. All the supplies. Israel imports almost everything. Fuel, food. They're a net importer of almost everything. So what they did is they started a land route. The land route goes through Jordan, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar. And they're driving trucks 24/7 back and forth through these ports to get supplies in. Well, you cut off the Strait of Hormuz here, you cut off this land route. Maybe that's Iran's plan, but that would be basically an embargo or a boycott of all of Israel, goods coming in and out, which would be, something then the United States probably have to get involved to try to bust, and where we go from there. So that's where we're at with that. So we got to keep our eye on this as well. Moving on from there, we see that, like the thumbnail said, Iran, their missiles are ready. They're saying they have over 100 cruise missiles ready for a possible strike. 100 doesn't seem like a lot, although they're saying this Iron Dome Patriot system they have in Israel can't really stop the cruise or ballistic missiles. We shall see, but 100 doesn't seem like a lot because they want to try to overwhelm the Iron Dome system. But they say they have about 100 ready, and we're going to go through the article here a little bit, check it out. But it says, multiple European airlines have canceled all flights to and from Iran. Flight trackers show not a lot of commercial flights in either country, Iran or Israel right now. That was just recently updated. And it says two of the officials, U.S. officials, on basis of anonymity, so don't get in trouble. It says Iran has readied more than 100 cruise missiles for a possible strike. And it says Iran has also readied a sizable number of drones that could be used in an attack as well. And what I would think, if we go back to, let's go to this map here. I think they were going to do a three-prong attack. They're going to try to overwhelm Israel and their defense system. So if you look at this here, you'll see Yemen down here in the south, and this blue ring that I'm circling here it says it's the range of the Houthi missiles. Well, you can see they can hit Israel, half of Israel, almost all of Israel. So I think you'd see Yemen come from the south, and then you're going to see Iran come from the east, and of course Hezbollah and in Lebanon here will attack from the north. So if you come from three sides, I think they're going to try to overwhelm. You got regular rockets coming from Hezbollah. You got ballistics coming from Yemen. And you got ballistics coming from Iran. See if they can overwhelm the system and see what happens. I think that's what they're going to try. We'll see what really happens. But going back to this, you can see here that last night Hezbollah sent a lot of volleys of rockets. Are they trying to deplete the Iron Dome system? Let's see if we play this a little bit. You can see that they shot a lot of rockets last night. And the Iron Dome was activated, so we trying to deplete the system. Is Iran trying to deplete the system? Deplete the supplies of the Iron Dome. So when they do their large-scale attack, there's not enough ammunition to take it out. We shall see. But this hasn't happened, but this one time last night. But you can see more from this one here. That there's more rockets going up. Iron Dome activated. So we shall see what is going on with all that. And what else do we have here? We have here that Iran has sent a message to the U.S. through several Arab countries that if they interfere with Iran's response against Israel, the U.S. bases in the region will be struck. So if we look back, where's my chart here? Hold on a minute. Here we go. So Iran's saying, hey, if you assist Israel, not even in retaliation, but in its defense. So if all these naval ships in the Mediterranean, the Red Sea, and the Persian Gulf, if they shoot down missiles because they're assisting, Israel, they say they're going to attack U.S. bases. Well, like I showed you earlier, all these blue circles are U.S. bases. That's a lot of targets. The U.S. can't defend them all from air attacks. So another threat by Iran, and they seem to have the upper hand. We shall see how that goes from there. And then we have this that came out just yesterday. We're talking about Iranian nukes again. Current and former U.S. officials reportedly now believe that Iran has stockpiled enough uranium, highly enriched uranium, to produce 3 low-grade nuclear bombs in a time frame from a few days to a few weeks, and a nuclear device within 6 months. Well, if they're telling you this now, like I've said a lot of times in the past, I think they already have a nuke. They're holding it in their back pocket. Maybe it's not on a ballistic missile. Maybe it's a suitcase size. Maybe it's deployed by truck or other means. But I think they have the means to use one. That's just an opinion. I don't have, I can be able to show you an article that proves that, but I believe if you're hearing things like this, a professor came out in Iran yesterday and said, oh, we could easily put together, in 3 days or a week, we can put one together. Well, if you can do that, you already have one. Why would you wait? He said they're waiting on the word from the high Ayatollah to give them the word to make it. Well, they probably already made it, so we always have to worry about that because they got those Club K cargo missiles as well. They could have those off the shore of any nation, including the United States. Could one of those hold a nuclear weapon? Sure, why not? Could it hold an EMP device? Sure, why not? Interesting times, crazy times. We shall see what happens. But let's now turn to domestic issues that while all this is going on, the world, the media is all focused on Iran. What are they doing back home? Well, you have this. The House and the new Speaker of the House here, what's his name, Johnson, I believe, no good, just as bad as all the other ones. They're all the same. Like I said, two wings, same bird, all that. But basically, the House passed the FISA renewal without the added warrant mandate for U.S. data. So it was Section 702 amendment went down. You had the president, you had Garland calling, Department of Justice. They got 86 or so Republicans to vote down the amendment that said, yeah, you have to get a warrant to spy on American citizens. They basically just threw out the Constitution, threw out the Fourth Amendment. We can now use FISA. Don't you need a warrant to spy on Americans? So this was passed while all the Iranian stuff was going on. Media avoided it. You don't hear much about it. But let you know that, they can now spy on you without even getting a warrant. Do whatever they want. Free reign by the three-letter organizations. Then let's talk about stamps. They're going up to 73 cents, as you can see in the chart here. Just a year ago, 66 cents. That's about 11% increase. They keep trying to tell us that, inflation's 3.3%. The new data this week came out. Inflation's only 3.3%. We all know it's higher than that. We've all been shopping and everything, but no one thinks about stamps, mailings. This is going to hurt the postal system. This is going to hurt the workers. Who's mailing something at 73 cents a letter? I mean, that's just to show you the crazy inflation that we're in. It's probably not stopping anytime soon. You can see this chart of the prices going up. It's just astronomical. Almost $1. By the end of the year, why not make it $1? $1 per stamp. It hurts small business. Small business that do mailers, flyers, and stuff. This really hurts them as well. Anyway, that's something else going on. With all this going on, the FISA, the inflation, the cost going up, gold and silver skyrocketing. What you need to do from this? Well, I have a little video for you guys. This is here. Let me start over. This is the honey badger. As preppers, you need to be the honey badger. So you can see here, someone's probably tell me in the comments if that's a cheetah or a leopard, but whatever it is, see 3 of them trying to attack and kill a honey badger. Well, as a prepper, you need to be that honey badger. You take them on, you show maximum aggression, you show mass force, and you take the fight to them. Whether that cheetah or leopard represents inflation, government, foreign governments, other enemies, something very close to your community, whatever those adversaries are that are affecting you, be the honey badger. Take the fight to them. Now, I'm not talking violence, physical, YouTube, please calm down. Not talking about that. I'm just saying, take the fight to your enemies. Stand up to them. Don't let them get you down, and you'll win to walk away and fight another day. So that's my suggestion for everybody out there as a prepper. Preppers, be the honey badger of the world. Toughest animal out there, that's what we need to be. And that's what we'll need to be to survive and get through this. So that's all I have for you today. Love to hear your comments below. Until next time, keep your ear to the ground and head on a swivel.